Welcome to The Explainer. If you've been working yourself to the bone trying to push your business up the hill single-handedly, today is the day that changes. We are officially shifting our mindset from solo survival mode to collaborative growth. And we're doing that by unpacking Module 11 of the Triple E training, Enterprise Cluster and Community Business Hub Development. Let's get right into it.
Here is our roadmap for today's explainer. We'll be hitting 5 key areas: the power of collaboration, defining clusters and hubs, the Triple E model, mapping your cluster, and finally, your next steps.
Section 1. The power of collaboration, transforming communities. Right off the bat, let's address a huge myth that holds so many talented entrepreneurs back. Can one person build a business alone? Well, yes, absolutely. You can register a name, sell a product, and make a decent living. But can one person transform an entire community all by themselves? Now that is a totally different scale of impact. Solo effort gets you off the ground, sure, but true sustainable scale, that requires a collective approach. Picture this. You've got a group of welders, painters, electricians, and fabricators, right? And they're all working independently. For a customer to get just one project done, they're running all over town, visiting multiple locations, trying to coordinate schedules between all these different solo operators. Honestly, it's exhausting and totally inefficient for everyone involved. But then, these artisans had a light bulb moment. They decided to organize into a single, unified market cluster, offering all those related services in one shared place. Suddenly, it's a one-stop shop. And the result? Business went up across the board for literally everyone. The lesson here is simple but incredibly profound. Collaboration creates greater opportunities. One person can definitely build a business, but a network of businesses, that can transform a whole community.
Moving on to Section 2, defining clusters and hubs, the ecosystem vocabulary.
So how do we actually build that kind of network systematically? First, we need to talk about what an enterprise cluster actually is. Basically, it's a group of businesses in the same or related sectors that collaborate to improve productivity, visibility, and growth. The crucial thing to remember here is that whether you're in fashion, construction, agro-processing, beauty and wellness, or creative services, your enterprise cluster is your direct collaborative network. These are the folks operating in your exact orbit. You're working alongside them to elevate the entire industry standard in your area, rather than just fighting over the exact same crumbs. Make sense? Now, compare that to a community business hub. A hub is a shared platform where entrepreneurs can access resources, training, and market connections to build stronger local economies. Think of the community business hub as your shared physical or structural infrastructure. It provides everything from business support and guidance to skill-building training to shared equipment access that you probably couldn't afford on your own. It even connects you to much larger markets. Basically, it's the supportive environment where your cluster goes to get powered up. Okay, so why go through the trouble to organize this way? The contrast is honestly stark. Being part of an ecosystem significantly lowers your operational costs while exponentially expanding your reach. Just think about the relief of sharing the burden for a second. When you cluster, you reach more customers because, well, you're constantly cross-promoting each other. You reduce costs by sharing bulk supply orders or heavy machinery. You share overflow opportunities, dramatically improve your overall market visibility, and crucially, this is a big one, you get to access larger, lucrative contracts that a solo operator simply wouldn't have the capacity to handle alone. It literally takes the heavy lifting off of just your shoulders. Section 3. The Triple E model, your evolutionary journey.
Think of this as your personal evolutionary roadmap. You start out at step 1 as an individual entrepreneur, a solo founder with a vision, burning the midnight oil. As you start gaining traction, you evolve into step 2, forming a business group with a small team or maybe a trusted partnership. Then comes the real leap. Step 3 is where you link up with other firms to form that enterprise cluster we were just talking about. By step 4, those clusters are heavily utilizing a community business hub for shared resources, specialized training, and major services. And the final destination? Step 5, massive economic impact. This is where your deeply connected ecosystem actually drives real prosperity for your entire region. You're moving from just surviving day to day to building real, lasting wealth. Let's jump to Section 4, mapping your cluster, identifying real opportunities. All right, I'm speaking directly to you now. It is time to actively map out your potential partners.
Notice how different sectors require entirely different ecosystems. Let's take a fashion entrepreneur. To truly offer a premium finished product, they need a cluster made up of tailors, fabric suppliers, designers, branding specialists, and photographers. Now compare that to an agro-processing entrepreneur. They scale through logistical partnerships. They need farmers, transporters, packaging businesses, retailers, and cooperatives just to efficiently move goods from the earth to the consumer. The needs are completely different, but the collaborative method, it's exactly the same. So think about it. Who's on your map? Who do you need to connect with to complete your chain?
To see this mapping in action, let's look at a brilliant case study, the Agro Enterprise Hub. A group of entrepreneurs in an agricultural community decided, you know what, we're done working in silos. So they established a support hub that connected farmers directly with processing services, institutional buyers, local transport providers, and crucial financial information. Because they centralized this entire network, the results were undeniable. Productivity absolutely skyrocketed and income improved across the board. The main takeaway here? Strong ecosystems create stronger businesses. Period. When the whole chain connects seamlessly, everyone makes more money and works a whole lot more efficiently.
And remember, as part of this module, you aren't just joining some theoretical program, you are tapping into a full, practical support ecosystem equipped to back you at every single stage of growth. You've got ELRA looking after industry standards and governance to keep things structured. You have NELPREC providing your certification and professional recognition so clients actually trust you. Then there's NELGROW, which is your dedicated pathway for equipment funding readiness. And finally, the overarching EEE network itself, driving enterprise development and large-scale community impact. It's a complete wraparound support system designed so you literally never have to guess what your next move is. Bringing us to our final section, Section 5, Your Next Steps, Shifting the Paradigm.
Before you take another step, there is a fundamental mental shift that has to happen. To succeed at a high level, you have to shed that old, incorrect solo mindset. You know the idea that success is purely individual and that you have to shoulder every single burden alone? Let me tell you right now, that is a fast track to burnout and business stagnation. Instead, I want you to fully embrace the truth of the EEE mindset. Collaboration creates opportunities, and ecosystems accelerate growth. Communities only truly prosper when businesses work together to lift the entire tide. It's an absolute game changer.
So, putting that collaborative mindset into action, your immediate next steps are to finalize your Project 2 submissions. Specifically, you need to detail your Community Enterprise Hub concept and actually draw out your collaboration map. Who are the critical nodes in your network? You also need to finalize your Community Challenge Assessment and clearly document your proposed solutions and expected impact. This is the exciting part. This is where the theory we've been discussing becomes your actual living business strategy. I'm going to leave you with this provocative thought to ponder as we close out today's explainer. As you prepare for Module 12, which is all about moving from a skill to a structured enterprise, ask yourself, are you ready to stop surviving solo and start thriving in an ecosystem? Start mapping your own business cluster today. Reach out to your potential partners and start building your hub. Thank you so much for joining me, and I honestly can't wait to see the powerful clusters you build.